Hello everyone, I'm Rupam. I'm currently a business analyst, and now I'm a certified business analyst as I've completed my ECBA examination through IIBA. So today I'm going to share all my experience and how I have cleared ECBA examination within less time, and also from which course I have done and got help with understanding of ECBA examination. So let's get started. So before getting into it, I want to show you something that is more important. The weightage for the examination depends on chapters, and we got the complete set of chapters here, in which you see the weightage percentages differs from various chapters. Let's start with the main one, that is the core concepts and introduction, and then look at each chapter and how do uh, this thing help you to start learning and prepare for that. So let's look at the core concepts and introduction. So if you look at the core concept, the first one, the business analysis concepts, weightage is 7.50 percentage, and the introduction part, basically the business analysis task, would help to gain knowledge. So this chapter, that is chapter 1 and chapter 2 of BAPOC, would help you to understand the business analysis key terms and the core concepts. I also see that many of the guys who prepare for illustration, ECBA examination, would give more time to this. I would say yes, you need to give more time, but other than giving more time, you need to understand the concepts so that it will be helpful for you to understand the next knowledge areas. And that's the reason it's not weightage more. So this would be easy for anyone to have a little understanding of BABA guide, how it is structured, and also the basic understanding of BACCM metrics and the six core concepts. So that is a solution, stakeholder, value, change, context, need. Okay, let's moving on to four knowledge areas. So the four knowledge areas, let me highlight here, are business analysis, planning and monitoring, elicitation and collaboration. Then you got requirement lifecycle management, requirement analysis and design definition. So these are the four knowledge areas uh, appear in ECB examination. You'll not be able to see solution evaluation, that is 0% criteria, and you are not able to see strategy analysis questions in ECBA, because we only deal with four concepts, four knowledge areas within ECBA examination. Whereas the first one is the introduction part, as I just have told you, and this one is a technique. This is completely different chapter, and these are the underlying competencies. So out of four knowledge areas, out of six knowledge areas, you need to only worry about four, and it start with business analysis, planning and monitoring, elicitation and collaboration, requirement lifecycle and management, requirement analysis and design definition. So these are the four important knowledge areas. Now, how to read them? First thing is, note each input and output of a task. So a chapter, basically, let's say business analysis, planning and monitoring, has five tasks. Okay, so the first task, for example, the first task within chapter is not prepare, sorry, the first task is business analysis planning. So in this, what should be the input to these tasks? What should be the output to this task? If you understand, if you also remember them throughout your BAPOC, throughout your preparation, that will really help you to understand the input and output for each of the chapters. So make sure that you understand inputs, understand outputs, and remember them for each chapter's task. There are four knowledge areas, and you got 21 tasks within four chapters, and you understand input and output of them. Coming to elements. Elements is a different phase for each of the chapter. Now suppose there's a chapter called elicitation and collaboration, and you got one task that is for prepare for elicitation. First thing is you need to identify what is input, you need to identify what is output, then the elements come in between. So you need to also remember, understand each element, uh, and how are they inclined to inputs and outputs while preparation. This thing would definitely help you in the examination. Next, task understanding. You might not be in a stage to read the complete BABOK guide. In that case, suppose let's take an example, requirement life cycle and requirement management and life cycle. In that chapter, for example, let's take one of the tasks that is verifying requirement, not verifying requirement, sorry. Let's say tracing requirements. You need to understand the input, you need to understand the output, you need to understand the elements. But after elements, you got tasks. So tasks are nothing but how would one perform that particular thing. Now you will be very much overwhelmed by learning because the BABOK is not straightforward. You need to have concepts understand. So in that way, you need to at least understand the task so that you can attempt the questions based on what has been asked. So moving forward to techniques and competencies. So as we have already discussed about the business analysis concepts, covered four knowledge areas, and these are the most important knowledge areas. We have seen that we don't require two knowledge areas, that is strategy analysis and solution evaluation. And the leftover two chapters are techniques and competencies. So you see the techniques weightage is more when compared to competencies. There are 50 techniques in BABOK, out of which 30 would be straightforward, will be a very much what you can say straightforward, and the answer would be easy for that. So remember the short terms of technique. The 20 would be more toughest one. You need to understand, you need to dive into that particular to get the knowledge out of it. So remember 30 in a way that you'll never forget, because that will help you to gain right at least two or three questions to attempt on the examination. The competencies is nothing but you'll understand how does the business analyst interacts, communicates, the way of behavior, the characteristics, and all those. So I got a basic understanding of business analysis work. Then you will be able to crack that easily. And also there are some of the situations-based questions that depends on techniques, and that will help you to understand those techniques in a way that each one technique will have their own specification and use case, so that will definitely be helpful. So I would suggest you to focus on techniques but at the end, and also the competencies at the end, whereas first focus on the business analysis concepts, then focus on planning and monitoring, elicitation and collaboration, requirement lifecycle and management, and requirement analysis design definition. If you cover this very thoroughly and then focus on techniques and competencies, that will be great. And hopefully you can clear the exams and with the concept keeping in mind. So I would say that's all about the phase is, and I would suggest everyone to be having a good understanding of ECBA's examination. And if you have any questions, if you have anything that need to be checked in, please comment and also share your experience and how it was. I have done this preparation from course, which I'm not supposed to say now. If you are really interested to do course from there, please let me know. I will drop my LinkedIn account as well as a phone number there, and please you can contact me so that I can set up your referral to that particular course, so they can help you to get into that. So that's all about ECBA certifications and my experience about how I written. So thank you so much.